we don't really prepare for marriage. Okay? We don't really prepare for marriage. We prepare for life. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? Telling someone they are really preparing for marriage is not the full truth. And it's a setup. Because if you prepare for marriage and marriage is delaying, you feel frustrated. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? So we really don't prepare for marriage. What we do to succeed in marriage is to prepare for life. The things that make marriage fail is not marriage itself. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? I've done this for close to 30 years. I've never seen anybody just say the marriage itself is the reason why we are divorcing. You will always see things like, communication. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? And communication is not a marriage issue. It's a life issue that people bring into marriage. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. You hear people say we have financial issues. Financial issue is not a marriage issue. It's an issue of life that now impacts what? Marriage. So technically, we really don't prepare for marriage. What we prepare for is life. Now, the quality of the person in life is what impacts the quality of the marriage. People act shocked when they're in the marriage. Like, I don't know why is marriage not working. I know why. A lizard that is single does not become an alligator in marriage. I get what I'm saying? It's the quality of person you are when you were single. That's the same person that enters the marriage. Many people act as if marriage is bad. No, marriage on its own is a beautiful design. I mean, the most beautiful design ever. I don't know if that's what I'm going to teach on Sunday, but if you understand marriage, you will give God thanks. It's one of the best things he had ever designed, and it's the first institution that started before church. I love church. I've been a pastor for almost all my life, but trust me, marriage comes before church. In fact, in scriptural, in the book of Timothy, they say the qualification or the criteria to be a bishop or a pastor is to run your home well. I get what I'm saying? They are saying, look, if you can't run your home, don't come and run God's home. So, it's the first institution. That's what God felt was necessary first. A home. And everybody has a home. Everybody comes from a family. All the people causing chaos in the world, they came from a family. Is somebody catching what I'm saying? So, it's the quality of person you are that impacts the marriage. And that's why you heard when P and K said, she doesn't really disturb married people. That's the honest truth. When you have entered, it's a different negotiation. Trust me. Red flags only exist before marriage. Inside marriage, there's no red flag. We are all wearing red. It's a red group, a red cult. You are inside. You can't be talking about flag. Flag. Okay? Which flag? You have entered. Is somebody get what I'm saying? It's a covenant you have already signed. Unfortunately, most of us don't read the fine print. When they were calling you your daughter, they said, do you do? You know you didn't pay attention to what they say you do. You just said, Pastor, do quick, let me go and do. I'm ready to do. Are you sure? Because what you were signing in the fine print is that I'm going to inherit all assets and liabilities. That's what you said, though. But you know you didn't think about it. I do quickly, I want to do. Are you sure? Once you enter, you have signed. You said for better, for worse. Most people in their head don't really think how better can be and how worse. They never think it. So when they enter, they say, this is not how, that's the worst. He's rude, that's the worst you signed. She said, that's the worst we are talking about. You signed that you will do. It's like buying a car as is. You say, this car, anything my eye see inside, I've taken it. Say, sign, you sign. Then you now come back and say, sorry, the gauge is not, you go and it's your business. It's none of you. As long as it has left this lot, it's your business, it's your issue. I don't know if you're catching what I'm saying. So it's the quality of person you are matters. Please don't play keyboard. Who is playing keyboard? It distracts me. I'm like that. If you play, I'll start singing and you won't like it. You won't like it. Pastor will just drive me. Pastor singing. This hall we empty now. So, it's the quality of person you are. So anybody telling you you're praying for marriage is not really telling you the truth. You don't pray for marriage. You pray for life. Life, every part of your life is what plays out in the marriage. So people come and say, why are you divorcing? It's communication issues, it's selfish issues, it's financial issues, it's physical abuse. All those things are not marriage issues. They are life issues. They just, show up. Somebody said it's the quality of the eggs that determines the quality of the omelette. It's the quality of the eggs. Pastor Mildred always shares the story how when she was young, her mom was teaching how to fry eggs, that you break each egg separately to make sure it's fresh. Because those days, there was high chance of having eggs that were not fresh. But she wanted to be fast. She didn't have time. She just broke all the eggs. Now, she broke about 3 or 4 eggs. They were all fine, broken into the place. She now broke one that was rotten into all the other ones. So the whole thing became what? Bad. That's how marriage works. The person you choose to marry is going to affect the rest of your life, guys. There's nothing like part-time or short-time or a bit. No. The whole trajectory of your life is going to be altered by who you marry. If you were heading this way, there are people you will marry that will turn your life this way. Forever. Or this is not that it just affect me for 5 years. No. For many people, it's going to impact them as in your whole direction. And the crazy thing about life, when you are young, you think you have time. Let me tell you, some of us are getting older. Let me tell you, there's no rehearsal. This is it. This thing you are now. This is it. You are already spending. And it's limited. The only person that's limited is God. God lives forever. The rest of us, we're on a timer. Every bad day you celebrate is exit. When you're young, guys say, you want to do my birthday? I say, getting older, you're trying to go back. They say, go forward. Be going. You say, no, how to go? When you're young, you're increasing your age. When you're older, you're reducing your age. My brother, you're getting nearer the exit. Is somebody catching what I'm saying? There's no rehearsal. This is it. Life is about how you manage the life. How you spend it. Are you catching this? So you need to be careful of who you marry. Being here this morning is not a waste of time. This is a good deposit to your life. And that's why we said earlier, we don't even care how many people are here. If it's 2 people that were here, I'll come and invest in those 2 people. Somebody asked me, one of my mentees, he flew from Chicago to Houston to spend like 2 hours with me and flew back for mentoring. And one of the things they asked me is that, how do you do all these things you do? I say, you know what? I invest in people ferociously. Whether it's 1 person or 1,000 people, I invest. The Bible said, plant your seed 6 years, 7 years. You don't know which of them will yield. So the more you plant, the higher the chance you will get harvest. I said, there's no city in this world that will enter. I don't have people that will come and assist me or do things for me. There's no city in this world. You know why? I'm always planting seeds. Is somebody catching what I'm saying? There are people that I blessed and helped 20 years ago that are still showing up in my life today. There are some of them, there's no way we could have both known we will meet 20 years after. So then we're a small girl doing nothing with her life in one local area in Lagos, and we invested in her. She came to church, invested in her. Now, I come to do something in Dallas, Texas, and she's living there married with kids, and she's a major person to help the event. How would I have dreamt about that 20 years ago that me and her will meet in Dallas? There's no way I could have seen that. But you know what? I keep sowing. Some of you here now will meet you somewhere again one day. Maybe you will be a pilot, you might be a doctor, you might be a president, you might be vice president, you might be something. Some of you are looking at me like I'm talking strange things. Okay, you might be what do you want to be? You just keep investing. There's a guy in Houston that has been begging me that he's a pilot. He said he wants to carry me and fly around Houston to show me the whole city. In all those small planes that are, those planes that are 3 people play. I say, look for that gift to give me. I don't like flying like that. But you know what am I saying? When you plant seeds, harvest will come. So that's how life works. The quality of person you are, keep improving. We're not preparing for marriage. No. You're not preparing for marriage. You're preparing for life. Now, of course, reading or listening about in a marriage conference is part of it, but I'm saying that's not the target. I'm a marriage counselor, I'm a marriage preacher, I'm a marriage coach, but I can tell you for free, reading only marriage books is not how you succeed in marriage. You will fail in marriage if that's all you read. Because some people are so fascinated and focused on marriage. They wake up every morning, the judgment of their wedding gown. They've not met husband, but they have gown. The design of gown, how their cake will look. Calm down. Calm down. You prepare for life. The quality of person you choose is based on the quality of person you are. You can't choose better than who you are. Oh, the more I grow, I found out everybody is not everybody. Yeah, I know, I will explain. That's how Ghanaians talk. When I went to Ghana one time, they talk everything tutu. Everybody is not everybody. I say, okay. I love our second largest followership is from Ghana. Love the country. So, okay, I think Ghanaians here. Yeah, I love you. I mean, lovely people. Second, after Nigeria, where we have the largest following is Ghana. So we love Ghana. You know, so everybody is not everybody. What do I mean by that? All doctors are not equal. Oh man, the day this thing became apparent to me, it changed my life. You know, all doctors are not doctors. Are not the same. You know, there are issues you have. One doctor will kill you. Another one will heal you. I hope you do know this. Same ailment. It might even be the same hospital building. That's why we, as believers, we must be prayerful. If you know this thing, like, okay, some of you heard of the plane crash that happened. You heard what happened. Somebody just didn't communicate well. That's all. People have died. They've gone. If it was another person that was on duty that day, it probably wouldn't have happened. Just the wrong person. And he's employed. He's a professional. If you ask him now, he's a professional. But one wrong judgment call. So all doctors are not doctors. There are people that will take you surgery, you're not coming out. And some will take you, will be healthy like never. All lawyers are not the same. I hope you know that. If law was that simple, then we don't need so much lawyers. The law will interpret itself, right? No. It depends on who is talking. Somebody will come, same case. When he finish talking, they will say, kill the other person, say, criminal. Same case. If it wasn't important, then we don't need lawyers then. Anybody will just come and read the case and determine who wins, right? No, but who talks, who defends you, will determine whether you are spending the rest of your life in prison or you are coming out. All lawyers are not the same. All real estate agents are not the same. Oh my God, I wish you can understand this, guys. Nothing is the same. So it's important the person. You can't just pick anybody. You are my lawyer. What? You will end in prison. You will end in prison because he has lawyer in his name or attorney, that's what I say here, in his name, and he has a degree, doesn't mean he will defend you well. He can go there and say rubbish. I don't know if you're catching what I'm saying. I've made those mistakes in my life. Choose the wrong lawyer. Choose the wrong doctor. We had one of our kids. We started having our kids in America. You know what caused it? Initially, we couldn't even afford it, so we're not thinking about it. My wife was pregnant after waiting for about 8 years to have kids. She was finally pregnant, and she went to hospital. And one nurse didn't read her case file, gave her a pill that she was giving every other person that started making the pregnancy threatened. Just one nurse. 8 years of waiting for kids. She's a nurse, so that's her job. And she didn't mean bad. She didn't mean evil. Because some people think the people to be afraid of are only witches and co that mean evil. No, they are good people you should avoid. Have good intention, but they are going to put you in trouble. So some people are good, they are not good for you. That's why you don't marry any good person. No, we don't marry just by good. They are just not good for you, for where you are going, for what you want. And how will you discern this person is good or not for you? Is you being good enough for yourself, you knowing what you want. I don't know if you're catching what I'm saying. You can, if I tell you go and pick a house, yes, I don't know if people are catching what I'm saying. The best investment to make is not real estate. I know you've heard that. Some of you, I'm sure you're even into real estate, and you hear that the best investment in this world is real estate. Not true at all. The best investment is S&P or stocks, but not true at all. The best investment in this world is in yourself. You are the one that will pick the real estate. If you know nothing about real estate, you pick the worst possible real estate. And then you lose money. And then you come and meet people say, I thought people say it's real estate, that's the best investment. We say, yes, but you need to know where. They will start telling you a story. I've seen people that have lost money in crypto, lost money in Bitcoin. Nothing is the best investment except you. Because you're going to determine the rest of the investments. Not all real estate are good. They are horrible real estate. The real estate people have tied their money into that the money is reducing every day. There are stocks people have bought and everything has gone down. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying. So the number one best investment is you. You are the one that will ask the right questions when you want to invest in real estate. If you don't know the questions to ask and what to look out for, they will sell you the worst spot. Because there's somebody, the way I say it when I do business coaching, is that it's the mugus that fund the gurus. I know some of you don't know what mugu is. Mugu is the newbie, the ignorant person, the naive person. So it's the mugus that fund the gurus. There's somebody holding on to a product they don't need. They know it's horrible. They're going to look for the most naive person. And that's how marriage works. There's somebody that everybody's rejecting. They're going to look for the most naive single that doesn't know about marriage and present themselves to that person. I want to marry you. But the person doesn't know the questions to ask. She says, yes, I've been waiting for yes. You not carry the problem everybody's avoiding. And you'll be sharing testimony, you don't know you have carried problem. Ask people that are divorced. So when I thought they got the big deal, got the breakthrough, they carry problem. And this everybody had been avoiding this person. You're not the one. They all saw him or her. It's not you're not first. Yeah, I just entered the church. Nobody knew this guy was there. He just proposed. They saw him. They were avoiding him. You just came newbie, went to carry property that you don't know about. Are you catching what I'm saying? The quality of person you are is going to affect the decision you will make. You can't make a decision better than who you are. Is somebody catching what I'm saying? There's always that ignorant person that will go and carry something that everybody's avoiding in the name of, good intentions are not enough. So the quality of person you are matters. All pilots are not pilots. People have seen cases where there was a serious issue and one pilot, because of his skill, his ability to make decisions, saved everybody. And they've seen similar cases. The pilot didn't have what it takes to save everybody. So be careful how you pick everything. Even how you pick friends. Not all friends are good. Are you catching what I'm saying? So I'm trying to say that the number one investment you must make is in yourself. You are your biggest investment. Never spare money or anything in investing in yourself. Never spare it. I don't know why people have been so groomed to spend on themselves and not spend in themselves. A lot of ladies will not have issues with buying a bag. A lot of guys will not have issues with buying maybe a wristwatch, a car. We're ready to invest in those things, but when it comes to investing in ourselves, the natural response is reluctance. They say, attend this course for this amount. Say, I can't pay that. You can't pay that to develop yourself. We do marriage counseling. We have a ministry arm that does paid counseling. If you're not a member of our church, we have a ministry arm that helps people. This is paid. Some people say, I can't pay that. I say, go and check the price of a divorce lawyer. Go and check the price of divorce. The price of divorce is not even in cash. The emotional pain, how much? The custody battle, how much? But you see, pay for marriage counseling or pay to have counselors work with you. I can't pay. But they can invest. How do you have event planner and not have marriage counselor? Something is wrong with you. You have event planner, you're paying the event planner to plan. The wedding is one day, the marriage is for life. The wedding is a few hours. The wedding is for crowd, the marriage is for both of you. The wedding is a ceremony, the marriage is a covenant. How do you not invest in yourself? Is somebody catching what I'm saying? Pay for courses, pay for conferences. I met Yannick I paid for a John Maxwell conference. Traveled all the way from Nigeria. Paid my ticket, paid the hotel, paid everything, paid for the conference, to attend the conference, to sit under wise leaders. How much you quantify the impact of that? Are you getting what I'm saying? So the biggest investment is who? Yourself. If I live here today, I can't teach you all I know. I can't teach you all you need to know. But if I can stir in you a desire to keep improving, I would have succeeded today. There are circumstances you will meet that I won't cover today. Even if I teach here for 1 year, every day, I won't cover everything. But if I teach you to keep improving, you have what it takes to navigate life and relationships after today. So the biggest investment is not real estate. Don't let anybody tell you that. It's when you are wise that you can invest in real estate. Somebody catching what I'm saying? So we don't prepare for life, for marriage. We prepare for what? For life. There are about 6 or 7 areas of development in a human being. I'll touch them a bit. Then we'll go to the Q&A. And like I said, I really want to speak into specific things that you are going through. If you are going to develop yourself or improve yourself, number one, it starts from liking yourself. Do you like yourself? You know, all my life, because I like myself a lot, all my life I thought everybody liked themselves. It's when I started growing, I found out some people don't like themselves. I said, why don't you like yourself? Because I've always liked myself. I'm serious. I'm not talking about selfishness or some of these wrongly placed self-love doctrines. Even though self-love is a real thing, but some people, of course, push it to the wrong extreme. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking genuinely. That's why Jesus Christ said you will love your neighbor as yourself. See, if you don't love yourself, you can't love your neighbor. Because you don't even know what that means. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying. Maybe on Sunday I'll talk about love, because this is love conference. Jesus is the best person that explained love. There is no teacher as sound as Jesus when it comes to love. And one of the things said about love is that you must love your neighbor as yourself. You can't do for others what you're not able to do for yourself. You can't give what you don't have. Why don't you love yourself? Why? Some people can't buy themselves good things. So how are you going to buy me something good? When I hear people say, oh, the husband is meant to provide, even though that's not really what the Bible says. I don't know if I'll have time to teach that today. But that's not really what the Bible says. You know? But let's even go with that. It's also, the Bible says, husband, provide for your family. No, I'm not working to provide for my family. I'm first working to provide for myself. Oh, yeah. Somebody doesn't provide himself will provide for you. I don't know if you're catching what I'm saying. I want to live in a good house. Now, if I'm married, am I going to live in that house alone? I'm asking, am I going to live in the house alone? By default, my wife and kids will enjoy. Are you catching what I'm saying? I want to, if I'm doing well, they will do well. So my aim is not, I'm not just one guy suffering for them to do well. No, I'm doing well, then all of us will do well. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying. Because people have that mentality that I'm just here to die. Then my family will just be enjoying. No. If I own a private jet, will I enter into it alone? No. If I drive a Bentley or a Rolls Royce, will I enter it alone? No. So a man is not really meant to provide for his family as if he's excluded in the thing. No. If he's doing well, he's doing well. Are you getting what I'm saying? If I can afford a very great family vacation, guess who is going with me? Family. So it's not as if it's a thing I'm doing in isolation of my family. You must first love yourself. Many people don't love themselves. I love myself. I don't know. I was shocked. I was shocked when I found out that people that really don't even love themselves. It was a big shocker for me. Why not? Why would God loves you? Listen, if God loves you, it doesn't matter who doesn't like you. The most powerful, the person that doesn't like you is not God. With all his own flaws, he said he doesn't like you. I don't care. The God that has no flaws, no weakness. I mean, he's the Almighty God. He will never need me for anything. He's the creator of wealth. He doesn't need wealth. And he's madly in love with me. Then you don't love me? Are you okay? You are the problem. It cannot be me. It cannot. If God madly loves me, it's you that don't even know good thing. You don't love me. You are just not up to date. If God is madly in love with me, you better love me. You will catch up. I'm not bending or making myself sad for you. When I see people that want to run mad because somebody didn't like them, you don't love yourself yet. If you say you're not marrying me again, you're lost. It's you that missed. Oh, my wife wasn't the first girl I saw that I was interested in. Oh, not at all. Even though I never started a relationship with any of them or anything. But of course, as a young man, as you're growing, you want to marry. When you see a nice girl you like, you try to get close. Not that I went to propose or ask them out, no. But if I'm in a church like this and there's a girl you like and she's always sitting in one corner of the church, if you're a wise man, after a while, you move nearer the thing you desire. Is somebody got what I'm saying? But when I went for Reverend Sam Ademi's leadership conference, Daystar leadership conference then in Lagos, and it was 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I can't remember. And as I landed, of course, I'm a Christian. This is a Christian environment. So see, you good to look for a wife or husband in where you meet people of like minds. That's why people that didn't come for this kind of meeting, they are missing. This is the kind of thing you should be coming to. Because you meet people. In fact, when Pastor Peter was saying she's looking for 2 single people, it's good. I preached somewhere in a parish, in a redeemed parish in Virginia, 2 or 3 years ago, and I did this same example that Pastor Mildred did, and I brought 2 single people together for the example, and today 2 of them are married. They're getting married, I think, this February. I would have attended if I was in Nigeria. They live in Virginia, but they went home to get married this February. Just like this. So you have to be around. So when I got to this academy, it's 3 weeks. I know everybody there, most people there are Christians and everything. As I entered there, apart from the lecture, I'm also looking around. Because this kind of place God will bless me from. So when I sighted one girl that girl looks fine. So after 1 or 2 days of sitting away, I moved. By the time I resumed the 3rd day, because she was always sitting in one place, I sat behind her. Then after a while, when they say, "Oh, this assignment," I'll say, "Did you get the? Can I copy your note?" You are laughing, you know that one of the complaints Christian sisters have is that Christian men don't know how to approach women. I hope you know. This is my job. Some men are just looking cute. They can't talk. They can't approach women. So I even have a book I'm working on. It's titled 7 Mistakes Ladies Make When They Like a Guy and 7 Mistakes Guys Make When They Like a Woman. There are things to do if you like someone. If a woman, of course, you don't initiate relationship. You can initiate conversation, but don't initiate relationship. Let the man initiate that. So I told the women 7 things they must do when you like a guy. I told the guy 7 things they must do when you like a woman. For a guy, one of the things you do, if you're very scared of approaching a woman, approach on a mundane issue. The problem many men think is that I must approach her and say, "I love you, I want to marry you." No! You can start with "What's the time?" There's no any woman that can't answer "What's the time?" She's not even good for you. Don't start with "I love you, can I have your number, I want to marry you." No! Start with a mundane thing they can't say no to. And in simple conversations, ask this girl how I married her. I didn't talk about relationship, we're just talking. I deceived her. Talk! In talking, you are checking her out, because it's not everybody you're attracted to you should marry. If I have time, I'll go. I don't have time for all this thing today. Attraction is not the same as marriage. Many people think attraction means I must follow through. No! Let me not go into on that thing. Let me focus on what I'm saying. So I began to sit behind her. I said, "Can I copy that note? I didn't get that." So I saw her handwriting, very fine. This is the kind of... By the time I sit behind you 2 days and I ask you a question, we're already friends. I don't have to reintroduce myself. That's right. I'm your partner in the seat. I've eliminated one stage of coming to Joseph. "Hi, my name is Kingsley." So see, some men have that liver, but a lot of us guys, we're not that bold to approach a total stranger and start asking, "I love you." No, mundane things. See how it is when I say, "Please, how is there salmon here?" She's in salmon. That answer, except you're a witch, you answer me. I say, "So do you come here regularly?" "I'm new in town. I'm just thinking." We are talking radio. We're already talking. Not that, "Hey, can I meet you? Can I know you?" Yeah, it's an interview. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? The average woman, her defense will go up. She doesn't know what you're at. No, casual. I'm just here. As we talk, I'm even checking if you are the kind of, if I need to go further or if this should remain on salmon, which is costly salmon. So after I talk to somebody, you know that this thing should not pass coffee. She's not, even her voice, she doesn't know that she's not the one you want to. You just be going. But how's that? Go on. Is somebody get what I'm saying? So I sit behind her. So as I sat behind her and began to talk, I could sense from her body language she wasn't, interested. See, when you are confident of who you are, Even though you are making moves someone, you need them to also see value in you. I don't believe anybody should beg anybody for marriage. I don't believe anybody should even, in fact, if I've done YouTube videos on it, that I don't believe a man should even be pursuing a woman. What a man should do is to present himself, not pursue. You see, because if you are cajoling and convincing, you are creating a wrong precedent. That one person is the prize, and that one is the hunter, or the person that needs the prize. That's not the reality of marriage. In marriage, we are going to help each other out. It's a partnership. So I'm not begging you. I'll present where I'm going. That, hey, I'm headed to Memphis. I'm headed to Houston. Is that where you are going? If you say, no, I want to go to Dallas, I say, okay, God bless you. Now, if you like the ride I have, I say, you know what? I was going to Dallas, but I'm feeling this your Houston vision you shared. You say you have a good hotel there we can stay. Yeah, I feel it. So that's what goes on, because she will need all the encouragement. This journey is long. Many people make marriage as if the goal is wedding. But this is not the beginning. 20 years, 30 years, you and this person are on this race. They need their own encouragement. They must want it. Not that I'm trying to beg you, please come, please come. So how long will you beg them? And you know, if you beg somebody that was heading somewhere else to follow you, if there's traffic, person say, you know, I didn't want to go with you. You are the one that you'll be fanning her. You'll be fanning her inside car. Is that what you want to do? You'll be begging her to don't be annoyed. No! You must want to come. We must both, because we need to encourage each other as we are going. This journey is going to be long. There will be challenges. But if both of us committed to it, we're encouraging ourselves. Not that one person is begging. If you start with begging, you continue begging. Don't ever beg anybody to love you. You must like yourself, guys. How much? Don't you like peace? Why don't you like peace? Say, I want to help. Look, there are different kinds of help, not rescue. You help somebody already helping themselves. That's the best help to give. Not somebody that doesn't want. I've tried in my life to help people that don't want to help themselves. It's the worst thing you can ever do. You're advising them, cannot read this book. Why not take this course? Is the advice you're giving them for they are good, but they are resisting it with everything they have. Which day will you finish that work? I like helping people that already want to help themselves and really need the extra support to get it. They're already going in the direction. Not that I'm the one motivating you that what you want to do to your life. So after I tell you what you want to do to life, I will not tell you how to do it. No, that work is too much. I want somebody that already knows what they want to do. Are you catching what I'm saying? All business investors know that they invest in people that are already on their way. People that have the momentum. Not somebody that is just not doing anything. So I'm looking for somebody that can invest 3 million in my business. What have you done since you started? Nothing. I'm just waiting. Nobody, no smart investor does that. Are you catching what I'm saying? No, don't beg anybody. So I met some of those girls. I saw that. Oh, they went into, no. I moved back to my former seat. No, life is not, you see, it's not hard. I was attracted to, this girl looks like, but after I got close, I discovered that she had other, I met some people like that. Never started a relationship. Because you never start from, don't start from relationship. Don't promise what you don't know. Don't ask somebody to marry you that you don't know yet. The meeting is for you to check it. You're not supposed to check each other out in dating. That's another mistake young people make. You are dating to check it out. How many people will you date? No. It's in the normal talk and friendship that you check people out. Before you now see that, okay, this person has the signs, has the behavior, and they too see the future in you. Then you people can start a relationship or start dating or courtship, whatever you want to call it. But to just say, oh, let's be dating, let's check it out. So after 6 months or 1 year or 1 year and a half of dating, so I've checked you. I don't think it's well. This is 1.5 years. This is what young people are doing. So you're wasting time. I tell girls after 3 years, you know that, Pastor, I was in a program. A lady raised the prayer point in the program, like the singles program like this. She said, Pastor, pray for me that my boyfriend of 7 years should propose. Yes, now. 7 years. We should pray for him to take. You see, when you enter dating without definition, that's what happens. That's what happens. Don't do that, especially as a woman. Why do I say especially a woman? Because your timing is different from a man. Men and women are different. I don't have time for, there are too many things I want to share. Please, we have many books here. Please, everybody should get these books. If you're here, one of the investments you make is go to the stand and say, give me every book. If you choose your credit card, use your credit card. Trust me, it's a good investment, like I told you. Anything you invest in yourself is never wasted. I have a book here titled 7 Questions Wise Women Ask. Women, one of the questions you must ask a guy interested in you is when. Don't start any indefinite thing. Apart from the what we are entering, another question is when we are doing this. What kind of relationship it is? If somebody says, I just want to see how it goes, that's not a definition. If somebody says, I want to date you, let's go out. All these things are very, open. If a guy says, I want to date you, and he dates you for 7 years, like that lady that raised that prayer point, and after dating you for 7 years, said, I've dated you for 7 years, now you are outdated. I don't think we are meant for each other. Has he lied? Did he not date you? Wasn't that what he said at the beginning? So why are you saying heartbreak? Why are you saying they lied? No, he never lied. He said, I want to date you. Has he not dated you? He dated you very well. He's a committed dater. Because he did exactly what he said. But you see, women in their heads, they have a way of magnifying simple things. Women's brain are complex. If you understand a woman's brain, I wish women can even understand how powerful their own brains are. If you know how God created your brain as a woman, it's complex. So women can make simple, complex things, but they can make simple things complex. This thing I'm saying now, most men can't understand it. Why should I tell a man what does he want? Which one is better? To enter journey, you don't know where you're going. Then you reach the road. Then he tells you, come down. You don't even know where he wants to drop you. Whether they even have Uber there. You don't know. But you enter the car, no clarity of where we are going. Have you ever done that before? You just go in, somebody say, you want a ride? Say yes. Where are we going? Anywhere. Nobody does that except women in a relationship. Because you are calculating that he will marry. He might not. I don't have time to go into all these details. But please don't date all this kind of dating that is not defined. Just checking each other out. Really? For how long exactly? And do you have the time to... A guy has limitless time. You need to understand, men and women are different. And God wired it that way for some reason. But men and women are on the clock. From when you are 12, 13 and co, you have a monthly cycle. That monthly cycle means it's like... Tick, 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 tick. You're on the clock. It means your life is tied to a timing cycle. A man never has a cycle. Women have what is called menopause. That means you reach a stage where you can't have kids again. Men don't have that. Men can have children at any age. So the person you're dealing with has no framework to understand you. You are the one that will bring him up to speed. Many women think the man understands. He doesn't know. He has no time issue. So he thinks we can date for 10, 20 years now. Why are you rushing? Has anybody heard that before? Why are you rushing before? Because the person you are dealing with has no framework. He's not wicked. He has no framework for timing. He's not on any clock. He can have children at 70. He has no framework. I used to have an uncle that was this short. It was like this, my uncle. What happened? My father's brother or something, at old age, his first wife died, and he married another woman when he was 70 or something. And he had my uncle. He was having children at almost 80 years old. And the guy was my uncle. Because in village, everything's by age grade and sequence. So he was my father's brother. That's my uncle. You line up behind him for picking meat. He's our uncle. He's our uncle. Is someone get what I'm saying? Because men can have kids at any age. A man, in fact, the older a man is, the more desirable he is, especially if he's successful. He's desirable. He can marry 100 times over. You as a woman, you're on a time clock, you're on a time frame. You can't have kids at any age. You can't have kids conveniently at any age. Even if you're trying to have it at old age, you will feel the impact. Any doctor will tell you. You feel the impact. But that man, 60, he's still bouncing. Still having sex, still doing everything. You are going through menopause. So, why am I saying this? When you're dealing with a man, men have financial clock, women have biological clock. So the man is negotiating that let's things settle down financially. That's why doctors don't go on strike for teachers. Have you noticed? You never see doctors say, we're going on strike. Say, why? Pay teachers more. No. Doctors go on strike for doctors. Teachers go on strike for teachers. Truck drivers go on strike for truck drivers. So when you enter a relationship, negotiate for you. You don't say, just give me time. I'm trying to put some things together financially. He's on a financial clock. The issue with that is that you'll be 40 by the time it's done. So you negotiate and say, you know what? What kind of financial goals are you really worried about? You say, our mortgage, our other. You say, me too, I work. We'll combine our finances. So let's marry next week. He will say, next week is too close. So 1 month time. That's how to negotiate. Not that you come and say, he said, let's see how things are going here. You are waiting, you're waiting, you're waiting. And you know, he can do all these 5 years waiting. And his mother now say he doesn't want you. But that's how men used to break up when they can't tell you. Say, hey, my mother say, I should not marry from. Then you go back to zero. And of course, as you're getting older, you are leaving the dating pool. So don't let somebody waste your time. Don't do it. There's a book, please get that book, 7 Questions Wise Women Ask. All the women here get it. So, don't beg anybody. Me and my wife have a message on YouTube titled 10 agreements we had before we got married. 10 agreements. One of the agreements we had when we were in a relationship was that if at any point you feel this is not what you want to do, or you don't want to marry me, tell me. We would break without any issues. We both agreed that if at any point you are unsure, uncertain, even if it's on the wedding day, if it's on the altar, some minutes to join in, if for any reason you become unsure, uncertain, or you just don't want anymore, we'll break up amicably. That's how two healthy people discuss. Not, if you leave me, I'll kill you. If you don't marry me, I'll kill you. We kill ourselves. You are desperate. Desperation is never attractive. Desperation is what? Never attractive. You see that the more high value something is, the more screening it puts. Getting an American visa is very different from getting a visa to Burkina Faso. Are you getting what I'm saying? The more desirable something is, if you are acting desperate, that doesn't help you. You can't beg your way into a good marriage. You must love yourself so much that even if somebody wants to break up with you, your dignity is in place. You understand that it's not you, it's them, because of how much you've developed yourself. Not that you feel like I'm dead, I'm nobody, because somebody left you. No. Are you getting what I'm saying? I preached somewhere this week online, and a lady made a comment. She said her first marriage, she just married somebody that was a prayer warrior, and the person became horrible inside the marriage, and now she's divorced. This second time, she's going to marry a rich man. Because in the course of my message, I was saying a rich man is not a way to choose a spouse. That's vague. So she said, I'm going to marry a rich man. I said, you are making the same mistake you made the first time. Because you know you can make 100 mistakes. So just because you had one bad relationship or bad marriage doesn't mean you're going to get it right next time. If nothing changes in your thinking. I have a book here also titled, Who Should I Marry? Please, everybody get the book. I'm not saying this because I'm selling book. I'm saying it because I can't teach you everything I need to teach you. And there's so much to learn. Who should I marry? Listen, there are qualities to look out for in a person. Just saying, I want him to be tall, that's vague. What does that mean? Who has tall helped? I know for most women, tall is desirable. And they like it for pictures. And generally, as a woman, you are wired for security. So, of course, a taller person gives a sense of security, more attractive. I get that. But that should be at the bottom of your list, not at the top of your list. What kind of qualities do you want a man? He must be tall. Tall should not come in the first 10. Instead of tall, choose tolerant. Inside marriage, tolerant will always rate more than tall. You see, but if you have not been well taught, if you have not developed your mind, if you have not read books, you can't. Most women, I can do the experiment if you want. Most women can't sit down and tell you the 10 top things they want. They can't. You hear that he must be tall, he must be dark. Where have you seen a couple married for 20, 30 years successfully and they ask them, what is the secret of your marriage? They say, my husband's complexion. Hey, it has helped our 20 years marriage. Have you seen that before? Or my husband's height. This man's height. Oh, pastor, that's what's happening. It's of no consequence in a marriage. But that's the first 2 or 3 things most women will write because they've not schooled their mind. And you're worried why most people are not enjoying marriage because they never chose well. Marriage is horrible. He said, this is how you chose. And you that are single, you have a chance now to do it right. No, tall has no bearing. How tall a man is. I mean, does the landlord say, oh, your husband is tall and reduce your rent or your mortgage? It has nothing to do with it. The real stuff of how beautiful a woman is. For the guys, I have a book here, titled 7 Qualities Wise Men Want. You need to know most men too don't know the quality. She's fine, that's all. She's a fine girl. So what? Marriage is such a long journey. It can't stand on somebody's beauty. It is heavy. There will be childcare. There will be domestic work. There will be work-life balance. There will be spiritual life. by the time you put all those things on beauty can't carry it. There are other legs that must be there. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? So you must know the qualities. Not all. Not, I listed the 10 C's. There are 10 qualities here. Both male and female, you need this one as well. So, you must like yourself. That's point number 1. Second thing, you must know yourself. What's the first one? I can't hear you. What's the first one? Like yourself. You must want peace of mind. You see, you no matter how hardworking you are, you deserve. See, some women that are men that like, there's some people that have a rescue complex. They are project managers. When they are choosing a spouse, they are choosing somebody that needs them in terms of a project, somebody that is a rescue case. So they think I can manage it. Pastor, don't worry, I can help him. No. 10 years into the marriage, you will be older than your real age because you have been giving and giving and not receiving. There's nobody that has endless resources except God. You might start off thinking you can continue giving. After a while, you will need to receive. And many people walk in regret at that stage. They now want to leave the marriage. So you must love yourself. You too deserve to be loved. You deserve to be appreciated. You deserve to receive gifts. It's only you that should be giving. Number 1, love yourself. Number 2, know yourself. How much of yourself do you know? Can you do a quick census of your past relationships, of your past love decisions, your past love experiences? If you have had failed relationships, what made it fail? Know yourself. Was it how you chose? Was it how you conducted yourself after you chose? Was it that you didn't ask the right questions or observe the right things? Know yourself. Know things you can handle and things you can never handle. If you know you can never handle an ugly, no, ugly is the wrong word. No child of God is ugly. Yes, now everybody God made is beautiful in their own way. Somebody will like them. If you know you cannot live with somebody you are not attracted to, then that's something to know. However, attraction can't be the only reason you are marrying this person. You will know the right qualities, then put attraction on it. Did you catch it now? Not that you say, I only like attraction, then you don't check other things. I want to marry a rich man and that's all. That's too vague. There are some wicked rich people. There are rich men that have 13 wives. Is that what you want? There are rich men that are abusive. So when you say you want to marry a rich man, you didn't write anything reasonable. There are many rich men you can't stand. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? So instead of saying I want a rich man, say I want a generous man or a kind man. Instead of saying I want a fine man, say I want a faithful man. Are you catching what I'm saying? I'm teaching you how to write. Not that tomorrow you say tall. Instead of fine man, say faithful man. I've never seen people come to divorce because the man is not fine again. But what I hear a lot of times when people want to divorce is that he's not faithful. But if you ask that woman 10 years ago to write the list, faithful won't appear on the list. I want a fine man. Fine man means many girls will like him. Faithful man is more important than fine man. And all men can be fine if they are well taken care of. When my wife first saw me, she said she didn't find me attractive. I told her she was not wearing her glasses. How can you see fine boy like this? You say, yeah, go and change your prescription. She's always saying she will put picture of her alone. All things are passed away. I didn't look like this at all. I didn't have afro, I had skin cut, I didn't have beard, and I was very thin and hungry. So I didn't look like that. See, many women have missed good men like that because they are looking at just the flesh. But any man can look good. When he's well fed, well taken care of by a good woman, he will blossom. Same thing with a woman. But what I'm saying is that, do you know yourself? For me, one of the things I know I can never do, I can't marry somebody that is not intellectually compatible with me. You must be smarter than just your looks. Solomon said, a beautiful face on an empty head is like putting a gold ring on a pig's snout. That's Bible. I know some of you have never seen that scripture. It's a beautiful face on an empty head. So I'm like that. No matter how fine you are, if I can't have sound conversations with you, if you are not smart, I can't stand you. That's why some of the finest women still get cheated on. Because initially the man can be attracted to you because of your shape, but he stays with you because you are sharp. If he can't discuss with you, because his needs, human beings, their needs change with time. What's attractive to him before marriage is different from what will be attractive to him inside marriage. Same thing with you as a woman. Maybe when you're single, you love his hairstyle. When you're married, you use his lifestyle that will affect you more than his hairstyle. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? I like his choice in music. It's his parenting decisions that will matter to you more than his choice in music. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? So know yourself. I could not stand somebody that was not brilliant. One of the things I like the most about my wife is her intelligence. This woman is sharp. And there's nothing I need to discuss or find out that she does. Those days I used to call her encyclopedia. She literally knows something about everything. And for me, that's one of the things that got me attracted to her. In talking about attraction, I always tell people, maybe I'll talk about that on Sunday tomorrow. Attraction is not only physical. That's what's affecting many people, especially in this younger generation. Everything is physical. Everybody's in the gym. When real issues come, you'll find out those muscles will count for nothing. That shape will count for nothing when real issues arise. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? So, know yourself. Know yourself. Totally fell in love with her because of her intelligence. I like intelligent people. I'm fascinated by brilliant people, by smart people. I'm a very intellectually driven person, very mentally stimulated person. It doesn't matter how beautiful you are. If you are that person Solomon described, beautiful, beautiful face on an empty head, can't stand you. So there's no amount of cajoling or begging that would have made me marry a Miss World that was not smart. Didn't matter. So know yourself. What are the things you can't stand? And I'm talking about real stuff. Not things that are adjustable, like, it doesn't have good dress sense. If you have good dress sense, he will have. You will buy his clothes, choose his clothes, and dress it with him. So, somebody get what I'm saying? But there are things you can't add for people that they must be willing to do for themselves. You can't help somebody, you can't make somebody spiritual if they are not on their path to spiritual growth. You can't make them be interested in spiritual things. I will take him to church. Are you kidding me? Haven't you heard you can take a camel to the water? But you can't make them drink. Spiritual things are very personal. If the person has no interest in the things of God, you can't make them interested, no matter how much you try. And trust me, those of you that are single, you don't know how horrible it is to be married to somebody that both of you can connect spiritually. There are things me and my wife say is because we both have spiritual understanding. We can pray together about certain things. We can speak in faith about certain things because we both understand. When you're talking to somebody that is not a believer, the Bible is clear. What connection, what agreement can light and darkness? So if you even go to the extent of mind an unbeliever, to tell somebody that's not even a Christian at all, or somebody that is not spiritually compatible, it's going to be a drag. We are still arguing about tithe or no tithe. When people that are spiritual are talking about giving way more than 10, are giving 20, giving 30. There are kingdom families that give 90% of their income and they're still billionaires. Because those are the kind of covenants they both had with God, that want to finance the kingdom of God. Then you are still arguing with somebody that is still arguing at the basic level. He still doesn't see why you should give pastor your tithe. He thinks tithe he will give pastor. That's what he thinks. So we now start after explaining to him that the tithe is not for the pastor. He says, how do you give a man? That's the people you are seeing. What I mean, there are things you should not be explaining to somebody. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? I ride motorcycle, so amongst us, we have a saying that if you ask me what I'm enjoying in motorcycle, then you won't understand. For you to ask me, I won't bother to explain because you can't catch it. If you know, you know. That's how those things are. Is somebody get what I'm saying? So number one, do what? Like yourself. Number two, what? Know yourself. Then number three, develop yourself. And I'll end it here and we'll take some questions. Develop yourself. That's where we started with, and that's where we're going to end. Develop yourself. So the quality of person you are matters. When you develop yourself, even when it seems the person you're looking for, waiting for is taking time, that's where the capacity to be patient is developed. Patience is one of the strongest virtues you can have. In James chapter 1, the Bible says, let patience have a perfect work so that you can be perfect and entire, lacking nothing. You will miss too many things from God if you are not patient. Patience is the crazy, it's so important as a virtue. You don't want to know how important that virtue of patience is. And there's no way God can teach you patience except by patience. It's not something you pray about. In James from verse 3, he said, when you are tempted, don't think God is tempting you because God tempted no one. He said, but let patience have its perfect work so that you become perfect. Perfect there means mature. You have learned how to wait on God. Because most times when people give up, that week you gave up is the week the blessing was going to come. Anytime you feel you can't wait anymore, that's when you should wait. He said, I haven't done all to stand. He said, do what? Stand therefore. You are nearer. So when you develop yourself, it helps you know what you are looking for. It took me a while to wait to get this woman. I met, like I said, and I was a pastor at some point. So I had access, or at least I had, view of many good girls. But I knew what I was looking for. Some of them just wanted to marry a pastor because, they felt, there was one I was getting close to one time. She said, hey, if we're together, they'll be calling me Mama. She thought that's what it means to be a pastor's wife, to be called Mama. I just knew she's not the one. I just moved away. Because the person that will do that work needs to know what is involved. Are you catching what I'm saying? It's a sacrifice to be a pastor's wife. Because you're going to share your husband with the church. You're not the total owner. Church members can need him at 12 midnight. Are you getting what I'm saying? It's a sacrifice. Even his children will share him. My children share me with the world. As I'm here now, they are home. So they must be aware that they're sharing me. Other people can have their parents permanently. Are you getting what I'm saying? Other people can have their husbands permanently. One of my boys that is a pastor's son, so he's going to be a pastor, of course. And he's dating somebody that if he takes picture with a female member, the girl will be shouting. I say, you can't marry this girl. Ordinary picture. Because your life is going to be shared like that forever. Are you getting what I'm saying? You will attend naming ceremony. You will attend inter-house sports, college game. You will attend burial, births. You will attend everything. Being a pastor, there are people that were the one that were the family the people didn't have. Because the members don't have family. The pastor is their family. Pastor Tony knows what I'm talking about. He's the family. So we are the one that go to hospital sometime. But there's one lady that gave birth. Nobody was there. Even the nurse left her. She was bleeding. It's my wife that was there to go and copy. Blood everywhere. So a person that wants to marry a pastor needs to know what is going on. Not they'll call me Mama. And I wear hat. When they finish with you, you don't even know where your heart is. You know where you left your heart. Praise God. Develop yourself. So I'll run through the areas you can develop yourself. Number one, spiritually. Develop yourself spiritually. I'll just run through this. I have 5 minutes to go, then we'll take some Q&A. But please, everybody here, invest in the books. If you need to use your credit card, use it. Trust me. It's a worthy investment. You don't have to read the book cover to cover for it to bless you. Sometimes it's one chapter, one line that can change your life, that God can speak to you through. But please invest in yourself. Spiritually. Can you hear God? Do you have a relationship with God? God has never guided you in any area of your life. You want him to guide you in marriage? You are tempting yourself. God has never led you in any area of your life, but the first time you want him to lead you, he should show you your husband. Sister, your prayer has problem. Brother, your prayer has problem. Start by learning how God leads you as a person in other areas that are not life or death. Lord, I'm looking for an apartment. Guide me. You test whether God leads you. Lord, I'm looking for a car. Show me where to get it. God lead you. Before you now say, show me husband. Not that you started, you've never heard God before. You're just using your tester for the first time. You're hearing for the first time. You want to test it on marriage. That decision is too heavy. Is somebody catching what I'm saying? Develop spiritually. All the things we are asked to do as Christians are the same things we are asked to do as husband or wife. Are you a good Christian? The self-control, the dedication, the sacrifice, the giving, all those things are things you will do as a Christian. If you are doing it as a Christian, it will be easy to do it in marriage. It was easy for me to serve my wife. You know why? I've been serving people in church that I didn't know. So serving one person was very easy. What's there in serving one person? I've been serving thousands of people that didn't know me or didn't care. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? So you can't be attending a church and you don't serve in a unit. How are you going to do marriage? Marriage is for people that serve. So how are you going to do marriage? You don't serve in it, you just come to church, sit down. Everybody serves you. They help you pack your car, help you pass offering, help you pass communion, help you pass everything. You sit down, they sing to you, lead you in worship, pastor preach to you, they pray for you, then you go home. you will struggle in marriage because you're not used to serving. Serving in church prepares us for serving at home. When you join a unit, you will learn how to come for meetings. You learn how to be prompt. They will shout at you in that meeting. And you will say, why are you shouting? Because they will shout at you at home. So you learn how to manage your temper. You learn how not to say your whole mind the first day. You learn how to smile even when you have problem at home. They say you are the greeter. Welcome to church. You are smiling. You have problem at home. You learn how to manage so that if you have issues in the office, you don't bring it home. See, smile. Welcome to church. You smile. Sit and there's some people that leave their home with the plan to offend the usher. You say sit this way, they go the opposite way. We must keep smiling. You say everybody sit down, they stand up. Everybody stand up, they sit down. You know those people? They are testing your patience. The only way to build patience is by patience. You are learning how to serve. When I got born again, I made a pledge to God. I said, Lord, because I used to be a serious unbeliever, I serve Satan very well. So when I became born again, I said, God, I must serve you more than I serve Satan. Anywhere you need people to serve, I must serve. I joined all departments in my church. It was a small church. You know, in a small church, you have more department than people. In a big church, there are more people than departments. So I joined all departments. I'm not joking. Everything. I said, God, anywhere you need people, I will join. So almost every Sunday, because it's a new church, young church, almost every Sunday they were looking for people. So I will join everything. We need people for traffic. I joined. I couldn't drive. Thank God I didn't scatter anybody's car. Just directing them. I joined. We need usher. I joined. We need prayer band. I joined. That was a mistake. I shouldn't have joined, but I joined. Because then they were praying in tongues. Me, I was a new Christian. I couldn't pray in tongues then. And if you have ever prayed with people that pray in tongues and you can't pray in tongues, you are going to suffer. Because when people are praying in tongues, they're not praying with their power. They are praying. The Holy Ghost is praying through them. If you're here and you believe and you don't pray in tongues, please let them minister to you. You are using too much energy. When we pray in the Holy Ghost is praying through us. So can we pray 1 hour and not even know? We can be driving and pray 1 hour. It's not us. The Holy Ghost is praying through us. When you pray in English, you are using your energy both to think of the prayer point, to do the saying, and to do the praying. So it's too much work. You're tired. 10 minutes, you're tired. So I went to join them. Those people. They are from Makurdi. The church was in Makurdi. Makurdi is a very laid-back city. So they have time. In Makurdi, if a bus wants to pick you, it drives into your driveway to pick you. Bus, not taxi. Other passengers will be inside. You'll bring all of them to come and pick you. That's how laid-back Makurdi was. If you call bus, they will drive to your driveway and come and carry you. With other passengers inside. You can be rounding up your cooking. They will wait for you. Very laid-back that time. I don't know about now. So I went to join those people. They can pray. They will use 2 hours prayer to prepare for the prayer meeting. As in 2 hours. So what are we doing? We're praying for the prayer meeting. 2 hours. I suffered. And when you don't pray in tongues, you pray in English. In 5 minutes, you have finished your words. You now repeat the thing. You find out it's shorter. Then you will not be singing. Inside prayer. So I joined. I joined evangelism and follow up. They say, choir, I joined. That's why I respect choir in every church. Because they have to come more times than the normal people. Because they have to rehearse. I have choir notes. But I'm among those people that don't give mic. In every choir, there are people that don't give mic. Just used to support the number. They're the ones that dance the most, but they don't give them mic. Because nobody wants to hear that. But I was there supporting. Then one day they said, we need people to... The leader, the praise and worship leader is not around today. Who will lead? So they gave me mic. Nobody taught me that there's a way to lead praise and worship. That you must start from slower songs and let it build up. Nobody told me. I started with my hottest song. Leave the 99. Oh, not that song, but it was a high beat song. Oh, everybody say, today is going to be heavy. I didn't know that when you start with your highest song, there's no higher place. And every song has lifespan. No matter how good the song, you can't sing it forever. You must change song. After a while, I couldn't go anywhere again. So I said, your hand. They were all clapping. They were excited. Hey, I said, your hand. They were all clapping. Your hand. Your hand. After a while, they knew that this your hand is going out of hand. It's getting out of hand. I said, your hand. They were not answering me again. Say, your hand. I said, your hand. They say, tell us. It was a horrible experience. But what am I saying? Service helps you. Serving one person is very easy. I served and served and served. All right? So you learn. This is where you learn how to grow spiritually. Devotional life, prayer life, service, honor, respect. You can't ask a woman that has never submitted to Christ to submit to a husband. You can't ask a man that has never loved God to love a woman. They don't have the experience. Spiritual development, mental development, How many books have you read? Not only on marriage, books about life. Because that's what makes your conversation. Everybody, when you do conversation, it's from your thoughts. And if you have nothing in your thoughts, then you have nothing to say. Or at least nothing meaningful to say. So mentally, are you preparing mentally? Are you reading books? Are you watching the news? Don't just read or follow up on things in a certain segment. There are some people that all they read about or watch on videos or watch on YouTube or Instagram is only one kind of thing, gossip. Some is football. There's some guys, it's only football. They know after football, they can't have a conversation. Because you might go to places where nobody knows football and they won't talk about politics. They won't talk about, you don't even know which party is what party and what they believe. Basic stuff you should know. You develop yourself, learn wide. Ladies, same thing. When I found out that there are YouTube channels or pages where women just watch other women do makeup, I was shocked. That you're watching other people make up, say yes. Men don't understand those kind of things. Like watching that man have his haircut. Why? Even my own haircut, I don't have time to go and cut. Now watch you. So women that they watch, now that's great, but that can't be all you watch. That's good amongst women, but when you come to men don't care about makeup. Don't care about your hair. Can you have other conversations? All right? Mentally. Number 3, I'm just rushing through. Physically. So you learn the basics, how to keep yourself looking good. That's where the makeup comes in. You need to know the basic makeup. There are not all makeup work for you, not all dress styles that work for you, not all fashion clothes they make that is for you. You know your own body. Next, financial development. Nobody's coming to rescue you. So you must be able to make money, manage money, multiply money. Have you learned the basics of finances? Gone are the days when women say, I don't want to marry a broke man. Men too don't want to marry a broke woman. And even if you are not so rich, can we manage what we have? Can we run it together? So financial development. I'm just rushing through. All these things are a full sermon on their own, but I can't waste time. Next one, social development. I've discovered that in all these areas, if you're not compatible, it can be an issue. There are people that they are not even talking on the same wavelength with you. I mean, you people are not even, the things they are saying is giving you a headache to think about it. It's so far from the level of thought you are in. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? When you marry somebody not compatible with you, it's going to be a drag. That's when the marriage becomes tedious. When some people saying they're suffering in marriage, what happens is that they marry somebody that they're not compatible with. When two people that are closer to each other in compatibility marry, they are not dealing with each other in the marriage, they're just dealing with external factors. Because both of them are a team and they are close together. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? When you marry somebody that is not compatible, you are dealing with external forces and you're also dealing with internal forces. You are both dealing with how do we make more money for the family. They are still dealing with how do we spend the money in the family because the person I'm married is a mad person. He wants to buy stupid things. He doesn't understand saving. He doesn't understand investment. So you are battling both outside and inside. That's why when people say marriage is tedious, there's a disparity in who they marry. That's why. Two cannot work together except they what? They agree. So financial, then there's purpose alignment, there's domestic and all that. Develop yourself. I know today we live in a world where if you live in America as a lady especially, please be careful not to be, for your femininity not to be totally removed. It's one of the things the culture here is doing. It's making women act like men. And by default, that makes men act like women. Because opposites must attract. So be careful for a woman here. The way the atmosphere and the culture works, they want to make men and women the same. So they're pushing women as hard as they're pushing men career-wise and financial-wise. What that means is that you will lose. See, in life, you give up something for something. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying. Yeah, so the way women are working here, it's difficult for most women to develop their feminine side. So you see women here argue, why should I be the one that cook? Why should I be the one to do this? You're losing you are now a man. All these things will increase divorce rates because no man wants to marry on that man. We used to have strong men and fine women. Now we have strong women and fine men. Men don't want to marry. Why? Two men. Men don't love or relate with their mate. They're not into mates. They see their mates as competitors. This is how men are wired. If you have boys and girls, just watch them. Boys are generally more competitive. They do wrestling. They want to do competition. That's how they are wired. Women are more nurturing from when they're a child. But as the culture grows, culture wants to now make women be men. Men either want people that they are responsible for or people they are responsible to. They want people that serve them or people they serve. They are not into mates. Their mate is their competitor. So the way women are in America, they are competing. So you see men and women marry, but they are still at loggerheads because they are seeing each other as competitors. The woman has lost her nurturing side. That's what Delilah had that made her cut off Samson's head. She was not fighting him. Whenever soldiers came, Samson rose up and killed them. But Delilah just said, come and sit down, darling. If you're going to have a strong man, you must be soft. Two of you can't be strong. A strong man is dealing with battles outside. He doesn't want to come home and continue talking to his man. Everything is argument. So what are we eating? What do you want? What are you eating? Can't you cook? And don't let the culture deceive you to say, oh, cooking is not a woman's job. Live from the pit of hell. Again, it's why the culture is deceiving you. First of all, does it mean men cannot cook and should not cook? Of course, men can cook and should cook and all that. However, a woman is generally more domestically gifted. How do you know? Simple biology can teach you that. A woman is created with accommodation and feeding in her physical structure. She has a womb and she has breast. That's accommodation and feeding attached to her makeup. You think the creator of heavens and the earth was a mistake? Nah. And he didn't just give you hardware. If you know anything about computers, you don't make a computer just hardware. You must put software that makes the hardware. So they didn't just give you food for kids. They gave you compassion for kids. That's why women anywhere will react more. That's why the Bible said, can a woman forget her suckling child? They didn't say a man will forget. But they say God put something in a woman that makes her more confident. And science, most of my teachings, I'll give you science, I'll give you statistics, I'll give you scripture. Anyone you like, they're all tally. Science have found out that the way a woman reacts when she sees a baby is different from how a man reacts. That women, if they see children anywhere, it might not be their children, any child, their hormones flow. If you're even married already with grown kids, if your wife hangs around children, babies for a long time, she'll ask you, should we do one more? Her hormones flows. This one tries it with me sometimes. I said, no one more. We're already too old. Because their hormones flow. They even found out how a woman responds or hears a baby's cry. It's different from how in their brain. This is scientifically proven. That if a baby is crying, a woman sees it as somebody about to die. She must go. If a man is hearing crying, he sees it as disturbance. You say, you'll be all right, leave him. You see, that's how men react. I can give you science. Science agrees with it. But see, the world says, go and walk like a man. See, you are not of value to a man when you are walking like him. Because you have what he has. In fact, sometimes you're even better at it than him. So he doesn't even like you. But when you can do things he can't do, he values you. So don't let American culture push you. Now, of course, make money. Women can make money. They are good managers. They are good business. Definitely. But I'm saying, can you try not to lose the real advantage you have because of the other advantage you want to take? Am I making sense? And even if you don't like your husband enough to cook, do you hate your children as well? The children need to eat. Okay, you don't want to cook for your husband. I agree with you. He's a funny man. He's a clown. Don't cook for him. What of your kids? Did they offend you? Won't you at least cook for them? I know we order food here in America. I know we can buy food anywhere, but there are still times. There are so many things I can tell you scientifically. Even scientists have found out just the act of breastfeeding helps the mother and child to bond. You can't delegate that. I can give you, if it's statistics, I can give you science. So don't argue with this thing. It's how God designed it. There's a reason why God made you softer, both emotionally and physically, than a man. Almost 80% of nurses are female. Because women are natural nurses. 80% of them are female. Most men entered nursing because they found out it was paying well. Not because that's the first thing they want to do with their life. But 80% of nurses in America are female. 80% of engineers are male. Men like objects. They like, if I plug you, stay the way you are, don't talk back to me. They don't need human interaction. 80% are engineers. 90% of US Marines are male. So women like to fight, but at home. Not at war. 90%. So statistics says it. Yes, there are women that are good at war, but that's not a woman's natural inclination. She just wakes up. What do you want to be? I want to be shooting people. Somebody getting what I'm saying? So, please develop yourself, your feminine side. If you're a man, to develop your masculine side, please. Please. There's too much to talk about, but let me end it here. Have you been blessed this morning? Come on, give the Lord a big hand.